Right now, family, friends, and classmates have gathered at Woodstock City Church to remember Laken Riley. Thanks so much for choosing Fox 5 for your afternoon news. I'm Alex Whitler. The 22-year-old nursing student was murdered last week while running on UGA's campus. Laken's visitation is happening right now, and her funeral is expected in the next couple of hours. Fox 5's Kim Leffler is live outside the church where it's all happening now, with more on how Laken is being remembered.
Well, as you mentioned, Laken Riley's friends and family will come together here at Woodstock City Church for a visitation that's happening now until 2 p.m. and then her funeral directly afterwards. Now, Riley was raised here in Cherokee County and graduated from River Ridge High School. She attended UGA before transferring to the Augusta University College of Nursing. She was killed while out for a run last Thursday by the intramural fields on UGA's campus. Her family calls her an amazing daughter, sister, friend, and overall person in general. Students came together on Monday for a vigil at UGA hosted by Riley's sorority sisters from Alpha Chi Omega.
It's so obvious to me why it feels so dark right now, and that is because we lost one of the brightest lights that there's ever been. Although the flowers in our house will fade, the visitors will slow, and we will begin classes again, our hearts will always ache without Laken, who was such an integral part of our sisterhood.
Now, her family plans to start the Laken Hope Riley Foundation focused on homicide awareness and safety for women. A GoFundMe account has already raised about $175,000 towards that cause. Now, the funeral here at Woodstock City Church is private for Laken's friends and family to come together. The church will also not be offering a public live stream. Live this afternoon in Cherokee County, Kim Leffler, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, Kim, the weather certainly reflects how somber of a day it is. Thank you for that. And within the hour, closing arguments will begin in a hearing that could determine the Trump election interference case's fate. Attorneys for former President Donald Trump and some of his co-defendants argue a romantic relationship between District Attorney Fani Willis and the special prosecutor she hired, Nathan Wade, pose a conflict of interest. They want her removed from the case. Fox 5's Eric Perry is at the live desk with the latest. Eric.
Yeah, good afternoon, Alex. Both Willis and Wade acknowledge having a personal relationship, but say the case should not be dismissed or be removed from the prosecution team. Let's break it all down for you. Judge McAfee in this case says he's looking at two main questions here. When did the relationship start? And did Willis benefit financially by hiring Nathan Wade to run the Trump investigation? Now, over the course of the investigation and the hearing, we heard from many witnesses, including former employees of the district attorney. But really, the fiery moments came when Fulton County DA Fani Willis took the witness stand herself. Take a listen.
I don't need anybody to foot my bills. The only man who's ever foot my bills completely is my daddy. Don't be cute with me and then think that you're not going to get an answer. It is an inaccurate way to state the question.
And I will certainly restate it so it is very accurate.
Okay, and please do not yell at me. You think I'm on trial. These people are on trial for trying to steal an election in 2020. I'm not on trial, no matter how hard you try to put me on trial.
So closing arguments set to begin at 1 o'clock. It is not likely that Judge McAfee will rule from the bench today. But Alex, a point that I-Team reporter Randy Travis did bring up, no matter the decision, it is likely that either side will appeal the decision. So this could kick the start date of the official election interference trial even further in the year. Of course, we'll be watching it. At the live desk, I'm Eric Perry, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, several people will be watching it, Eric. Thank you. First Lady Jill Biden will be in Atlanta today to launch the Women for Biden campaign. The campaign kicks off as Women's History Month begins. The First Lady will meet with women to discuss what's at stake for them in the upcoming election. Just after 2 this afternoon, she's set to land at Hartsfield-Jackson. Weather-wise, it sure is not pretty out there. It's a little bit cool, a little bit rainy, a little bit foggy. Let's take another live look outside from downtown Atlanta before we turn things over to Jeff Hill, who has your weekend forecast.
And the weekend's going to be a lot better than today.
Good.
I think anything would be better than today. It's cold out there right now. It's rainy. It's windy. It's really just kind of an ugly day. Let's take a look at what's going on our Fox 5 Live Viper. The heaviest rain is up to the north, where some of you have picked up about an inch of rain here in Atlanta. Atlanta, it's been closer to about 1/3 of an inch of rain, but now we got more kind of like showers coming through. That solid area of rainfall continues on up to the north, but there's more rain coming in from the south and west out of Alabama, so this is going to take a while to get out of here. But there's the heavier rainfall from Rome up to Somerville, all the way up toward Lafayette, and then that extends over toward LJ. We've got a nice little shower, though, coming right through downtown Atlanta right now. It extends all the way up to Vinings and near Sandy Springs, and then all the way down to the airport. That will continue to move up to the north and east, and quite a few showers, too, as you move northeastward along I-85. Here's a look at some of those rain totals, and again, it's been heavier north of Atlanta as you get up to around the Rome area, up toward LJ, about an inch of rainfall. Now, these are estimates. These are Doppler estimates, so not exact amounts, but 0.4 of an inch in and around Atlanta, a little bit less out to the east, and certainly less down to the south. Only about 0.15 of an inch of rain has fallen south of the airport. There's a look at the forecast as we work our way through the rest of the day. So 5 o'clock, we still got some rainfall, so the evening rush hour is going to be impacted by this. So if you have somebody that's going to be commuting home, they're probably going to take a little bit longer this evening because of the rain. And the showers continue through the late evening hours until we get into early tomorrow morning, and that's when things will start to break up. 41 degrees and 24-hour rainfall total out at the airport, 2,800. East wind coming in at 17 miles an hour. And with a strong east wind like that, we're really not going to see these temperatures warm up at all. We may be stuck in the low 40s for later on this afternoon. So little temperature movement throughout the day today, little temperature movement later on tonight. 37, that's it. So a lot of spots are still in the upper 30s right now, 37 or 39 in Athens, 37 in Canton, maybe up to 47. But really, I think temperatures are only going to be 45 or less for later on this afternoon. Weekend looks better. I'll tell you more about that coming up in just a few minutes. Alex?
All right, Jeff, thank you. The rape trial for accused cult leader Eligio Bishop is now in the jury's hands. Jury deliberations officially began last night, but jurors left without making a decision, so they came back this morning. Fox 5's Tyler Fingert has followed this case from the beginning for us. He's live at the DeKalb County Courthouse with what you need to know. Tyler.
Yeah, Alex, good afternoon to you. So far, no verdict in Eligio Bishop's rape trial, but that could change at any moment. Jurors have been deliberating for about 3 hours so far today. They were officially handed the case last night at about 6:15, but they really didn't deliberate much before they decided to head home for the day so they can start fresh. And prosecutors say Bishop raped a former group member as she tried to escape and then post revenge porn online. The people on the jury must weigh 5 days of testimony to try and come up with their verdict. During the trial, the alleged victim was called to the stand multiple times. We also heard from current and former members of the alleged cult Carbon Nation. Sexually explicit videos were also presented to the jury, along with other evidence to prove the prosecution's case. The defense says Bishop is not guilty and the evidence isn't there to prove he did anything wrong. The case has had several interesting twists and turns. Among them, on Tuesday, someone tied to the case tested positive for COVID, and the case was put on a brief recess until Thursday. During the trial, Bishop also tried to fire his attorney, and then during the last day of testimony yesterday, one of the defense's witnesses got thrown out of the courtroom. Prosecutors and Bishop's defense attorney had their final chance yesterday afternoon to sway the jury. Take a listen to a portion of what both sides had to say.
And if he forced her to consent because he's threatening her or she knows what's going to happen, that is not consent.
He did not rape her. He's not guilty of that. He did not falsely imprison her. I'm asking you to find him not guilty of that. He did not post revenge porn.
And again, those jurors have a lot to weigh right now. Those deliberations, again, underway right now. They've been deliberating for about 3 hours or so. As soon as there's a verdict, we will let you know on air and online. We are live in DeKalb County this afternoon. Tyler Fingert, Fox 5 News.
Okay, Tyler, thank you. In Gwinnett County, a Brookwood High School student is in the hospital recovering from a stab wound. The suspected attacker is in custody. School administrators say yesterday morning a student stabbed his classmate in a school bathroom. Fox 5's Brittany has the latest details.
The principal sent a message to families last night that the student who got stabbed has been recovering at an area hospital after surgery and is expected to be there for a few days. Some students we spoke with say they're still trying to process this level of violence. Video sent to Fox 5 shows police taking a young man away in handcuffs after a stabbing at Brookwood High School Thursday. We've blurred his face because the school says everyone involved was a minor. We spoke to one student who walked into the bathroom after it happened and witnessed the terrifying aftermath.
I had just walked in and then I saw somebody on the ground and I was like, what had happened? He was like, I just got stabbed.
Investigators say they caught the suspect about half an hour later on a neighboring street. Some parents wonder why the school was never placed on any type of lockdown. District officials say it's because within minutes of the incident, they had eyes on the potential suspect and were tracking him as he left the building. While students are left wondering why this violence erupted in the first place.
I was just kind of confused and just like, why did he do it? There shouldn't be any reason, you know.
School officials say that the suspected attacker has been arrested and faces charges. In Gwinnett County, Brittany, Fox 5 News.
And that's something many of us are going to keep our eyes on. Brittany, thank you. The ransomware group Lockbit could release sensitive stolen data anytime now following their Fulton County cyber attack. The deadline they set for county leaders to pay up has passed without the county paying a thing. County officials say they're working to completely restore all systems. People use AI every day now, and honestly, you can too if you learn a few key phrases to get started. The Fox 5 iTeam's Dana Fowle has an old-fashioned vocabulary lesson for a futurist new field.
President Biden and former President Trump trade blame over migrant crossings, but both agree something needs to be done here at the southern border. I'm Connor Hansen in Brownsville, Texas, with that story coming up.